Hello, everybody. Fandom Flux podcast. I'm tired. It's uh, it's a what day is it? Is it Sunday? It's still Sunday.
Yep.
Sunday. Yeah. Fandom Flux podcast. We're back. Yay! Yay! Hey, we're back. Woo.
Yay.
Everyone but Kenji.
Because,
Kenji enjoys the
you know,
news.
Yeah, his schedule's probably been an absolute mess.
Yeah, he is the newsman. Well, he's not the newsman. Those sit behind the desk and get told what to say. He tells people what to say. He is the newsman's man, I guess.
he's writing their scripts.
Yeah. All of the jokes about social distancing that you're seeing on the news, that's Kenji. You're welcome.
I don't think that's true.
It's fun to pretend it is, though.
I want to believe that it is.
There would be more shouting if it was Kenji.
True, and violent.
Yeah.
Or at least the threats up. Probably involving wrestling moves.
Hmm.
Social distance or I'll suplex you kind of thing.
Yeah. I'll suplex your social distancing. Anyway, this is the Fandom Flux podcast, an episode. And we have me. I'm Casey. Hi, how's it going? I'm tired and a little worn out, but I will recover. We have Zero.
Hi.
We have Slicer.
Hey, what's up?
And we have Patient.
Hello, everyone. And Casey, I put the episode number in the chat.
Yeah, it's funnier if I still don't know it, so it's fine. Yeah. So, who wants to go first? I've got stuff to talk about, but yeah.
I can go.
Okay.
So, I beat Persona 5 Royal.
Jealous.
No spoilers, please. I'm still in the...
I will not go into any specific. Other than the changes to how battle works in that game.
They're pretty good.
They're really good.
Yeah.
The adding personas now have traits, and some of those traits are really, really good, as they kind of are like a special passive that each persona has. One persona has a trait that is really broken, which is when you use charge or concentrate, that is now triple instead of double.
Which one is that?
I think it's Fushitsune, the one before Yoshitsune.
Hmm.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Victory Cry from Izanami no Pikaro, which fully restores your health and SP at the end of every battle.
That one's also very, very good. I don't think I grabbed that one. But I did, mess around with the other things. Like Alice has one which reduces the SP cost of instant kill moves to 0.
What?
Oh,
And you give that to Alice, the one with
And
the best...
the one with die for me. Yes.
Yeah, that is your. Hey, I just want to farm XP, please. That's what that is.
Oh, you just want to farm XP. Look at farming in the new game.
So I went and I got the platinum trophy for it. I did everything in that game. Only thing I have not done is some of the secret bosses that appear in on New Game Plus. As
I didn't realize that was a thing.
As I believe there's 2 this time instead of the 1.
Yeah, understandable, honestly.
I did, however, beat the one secret boss that you can fight on New Game. I got a fully statted out Arsene, 99 in every stat.
Oh, dear.
Why?
Because I could. and because it's really easy to do in this game.
How? Wait, how? Because I've been training my main persona every time I'm not doing dungeons.
They've added a new thing called fusion alarms, which essentially during a fusion alarm, everything that you do is enhanced, but there's also a bigger chance of accidents happening. But accidents don't happen the first time; they usually happen.
Yes, they happen the first. I've experienced that myself.
Oh wow, that really doesn't happen to me, but
I've never managed a third fusion. It's always fucks up on the second.
Well, I mean, it's usually what I do is a fusion then an itemize, because when you itemize a persona now under a fusion alarm, you get a much more powerful item.
Oh, is that why I got a Pimp Cane R instead of just a regular Pimp Cane?
Yes.
That would make so much sense.
You get much more powerful items. Skill cards are also upgraded to be more powerful. Accessories, everything. And then strengthening a persona. When you have an accident strengthening your persona, what you do is they don't gain any experience or get any new moves, but their stats increase by a massive amount. And
And did we mention that the electric chair is before the gallows?
Mm-hmm. Like, the order typically would be like fuse, itemize, then strengthen. Usually, strengthen will always result in an accident. But you can just, with one of the Fortune Arcana's abilities, you can make it so that a fusion alarm happens basically every 2 or 3 battles, and then just keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until you get max stats.
So you went kind of crazy then, is what you're saying?
I didn't do it like all in one sitting. I did it like over a period of time throughout the game. But it is definitely something that you can do if you are willing to invest that much time into it.
And if you're not, there's still the incense.
Instant kill ability, when you instant kill enemies that are weaker than you, is very strong in this game because it also gives you money and experience.
It's so good. I love that.
So my entire
I'm following a guide, and one part of the guide has me farming in mementos until I got 1 million gold or money. That went from taking 4 hours to like half an hour.
I'm just gonna point out that was a thing in the original game.
Oh,
people keep talking about it
but you only got the
new.
You got the persona, but I don't think you got the money for it.
Casey, to clarify, we're talking about the ability that you get from leveling up, or you
I know.
Yeah,
that was
you didn't get the. I don't think you got the money and the experience, so you only got the persona.
I'm pretty sure that's how it went too. Yeah, it didn't show you getting any yen or experience.
That was the change that they made to make grinding much easier.
We'll have to agree to disagree on that. I feel like it did, but alright.
I have the original still, but I'm not going to waste 5 hours getting to a point where I could discover that or not.
I'm still on it. I haven't managed to get all the trophies on it, so I can test that.
Yeah, I ended the game with 9,999,999 yen.
Rip off! It only let me get that high.
Yeah, only let me get that high. And all characters were at level 99. Max technical rank, which you can now increase the technical ranks. Max baton pass. I caught the biggest fish going fishing because they give you a lot more days in this game. I think that the third semester is one of my favorite things that Persona has done as a series in a long time.
What's that?
The new month and everything they added.
Yeah, in the original, it stopped hard at December 24th, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
The 25th.
And then it would skip from there to Valentine's Day, so you can do your romance thing if you want, and then to the end. That was it. In this one, Does it do the same thing and just stop at Valentine's Day, or does it keep going
You
after that?
play through all of January, and a few days into February, and then it cuts ahead to around Valentine's Day. And there are a few more days that it does throw in that are just random, but there's no like player control.
Plot
But
moments, basically.
there's some added moments. I think that it is a blended conclusion to that game, and I really, really enjoyed how they did that. I also really enjoy how they reworked the Justice Arcana Confidant to be something that's not just story based, but something you can do in the game. And there's a lot more to that. I found that to be very fun and made that character better.
Akechi is actually fun to hang out with. He's an interesting character.
And to be honest,
And-
even in the original, he seemed like he would be.
Yeah, I'm just glad that he got more spotlight.
I never really noticed that he was left-handed.
It's an interesting little detail.
Yeah.
And the new characters are great. Everything was great. It is a very good game with a much better conclusion to it, I feel. That might be something we'll have to discuss later when everybody here has beaten that.
Yeah, we might do some kind of spoiler cast section, because I am
there's a
curious
lot-
how they changed the ending. Because I didn't actually beat the original.
It'll be a while away.
Yeah.
unless you blitzed it like I did.
It'll be a while away. I don't have time.
Mm-hmm. I skipped a lot of the older repetitive cutscenes.
I did much the same. Fast forward feature is really nice. That's not new, but it is very nice.
A lot more cutscenes in this game, and they changed up some of the dialogue here and there too.
Yeah.
And adding the extra challenge battles that you can do on the side, that's fun.
I like the DLC that lets you take on the protagonist from the previous game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, this will be the last one.
Okay.
I love how they let you get all of the DLC from the original Persona 5 free of charge.
Yes.
Yes.
That's very nice for someone who bought most of it. So
I appreciated that.
I didn't buy any of it, and I got it for free, so that was nice.
Yoshizawa being the new party member is fantastic. I like her story, and then
she gets better, right? Because
yes, she gets better.
All right.
Better how? Because she's not like terrible to begin with.
I cannot go into it.
That's fair. I mean, I've maxed her ranking, and it's only 5. I assume there's 5.
There
more
are some big twists.
Okay.
There are 5 more later, and there's a reason why you're stopped at 5 right now.
I mean, just look at what it says when you max it out.
You'd have to refresh my memory. I maxed that one early.
And it didn't stick out to you?
Well, yeah, I mean, the fact that it maxes at 5 definitely stands out, but it's also a new thing, so I don't know how much time they had to work on this.
There are another 5 ranks. They're only available during the last month, in January.
Oh, gotcha.
And that is due to how that story progresses.
Yeah, it's basically the Sojiro situation, I assume, where you can't do the rest of his until you meet Futaba.
Yeah, it's a thing where her character comes across somewhat flat until you get the actual depth, you know?
Oh boy, does she. Yup.
And
I
once you get
I got
once,
into a brief argument with Mal, who really likes this character, mostly because he knew about all of her stuff before, like, actually doing the whole stuff. Because from her first introduction, she is the perfect girl that, ironically, he complained about Makoto being. So I was very confused why he liked her.
there's there's a lot more to her
Yeah.
than that, and there's a reason why that's the impression that you get. That's intentional.
Yeah.
I genuinely do like the writing in January. I think it is much better writing than a lot of what the other sort of, for lack of a better term, arcs in the game were. So I don't want to talk anymore about that because I can feel myself veering dangerously close into wanting to spoil everything.
I will say that's probably an unfair comparison, considering the rest of the game was worked on concurrently, while
Yes,
this they had 2 years to work on this shit.
yes, and I'm glad that it didn't turn out to be worse, you know, because that could happen.
Yeah. I mean, people really fucking hated Marie and Golden. How long did that take before it came out? So
Yeah, this does it better than Golden.
I like Marie. So, that's
I
an
like
unpopular
Marie as well.
opinion. I like
But
that she dresses like a fashion reject. It's pretty funny.
so yeah, Persona 5 Royal completed. Not going to be touching that game again for a while. Though I do want to at least start it up just so I can finish my compendium. Because there's a few that unlock on New Game Plus.
I feel like you could do that with your 10 million yen. I think it wouldn't be that much of a problem.
It really would
Yeah,
be.
especially if you're level 99, you don't have to pay the over level fees or whatever they call it.
Yeah, no, it's also I really like the changes to the music in Mementos and just Mementos in general. Adding the stamps and the flowers and a merchant in Mementos on top with the music changes, so it's not just the same dun 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 all over again. It's so much nicer to actually grind there.
Mm. What do you think of Jose? I assume they do stuff with him further on, so let's not spoil that.
Yes.
But just in general,
there is stuff later on. This character seems like they are building up to a Persona 6 type thing.
Okay, I can see that.
Sense.
In the part of the game I'm in, 829 currently, he is nothing. He just randomly appears in areas and then does things for you.
There is further explanations, but they are very specific. Like, they don't get into any specifics with his language, but it seems like it's something setting up for Persona 6.
okay.
So don't expect to get all your questions answered in this game.
I don't think they've ever done that, setting up a future entry in the previous one.
No, they only have after the fact cameos.
Like going back to Gecko Khan and well, I guess it doesn't really count in Persona 3 Portable when they went to Inaba for the class trip. That doesn't really count because it was already out at that point.
But that was the feeling that I got off of it. It could just be like, check him out in the next spin-off or something, but I don't know. I got that sort of that teaser feeling, you know?
He's the annoying cameo character from Persona Q3.
Well, he's
like
got
the
the pale
food
hair
kids.
and he's got the pale hair and the golden eyes. I'm thinking he's just the next Velvet Room attendant.
I hope not. He's way less interesting than the other ones. Just like all of
Yeah.
them, even Margaret.
Noticeably. Also, fuck you. What was wrong with Mark?
She existed. That's not what's wrong with her. That's my, you know, just a view of what she was. She existed, and that was about it.
She was a little bland because of her reserved nature. I'll give you that.
Yeah. She was Elizabeth without the personality.
I think being able to take Elizabeth out on dates was actually one of the better decisions they ever made for the room attack.
Yeah. Which, they bring back in this one. In Royal.
I keep skipping those because they're not useful to me.
They're very cute.
They are cute. They just give you skill cards, which I have never once used.
With skill cards help with the fusion challenges, but also with trying to break the game. Especially considering that some of the skill cards they give you are pretty good, and you're going to find that you're going to need certain skills for certain bosses. Like when I needed Dekaha and Dekunda and did not have them, and then felt very. I think I had Dekaha. I didn't have Dekunda. I couldn't get rid of the buffs and the debuff, and then there was a boss that just did buffs and debuff.
Oh, I see.
And yeah,
if you're having problems with it, then I assume you need them because you can't just power your way through.
Yeah. One sort of thing I will say is all these changes they've made with combat and everything made the game. It's probably because I played the game twice, but I had to move it up to hard because I was having too easy of a time, and now I'm gonna have to play it on merciless.
I started on hard. They really did a good job of scaling the difficulty better because in the first dungeon, if you tried to play it on hard, you would often just get instant killed in a single turn. In the original, but in this one, it doesn't do that anymore. It does reasonable damage that you can expect to survive at least long enough to kill the enemy if you know how to play. So they did a better job with that this time. But yeah, I kind of want to play on Merciless as well.
Yeah, because Merciless seems like a fun run.
Yeah, it would feel like a challenge rather than just... Hard feels like the normal game now. Is what it feels like. Like it's the kind of difficulty that I would want to play for a first playthrough when I'm still learning what I'm doing.
But Baton Pass really helps.
Yeah. Well, Merciless seems like the challenge run. Rather than the thing that crazy people do because they hate themselves and have no time. All the time, rather. Yeah, they have no use for the time. That was it. That's what I was going for.
All the changes of the bosses were pretty great. The final boss of the original game didn't really get any changes that I noticed. But everything else got changes and elements added to them, which is nice. The spaceship boss, so difficult. I was pulling my hair out because it's not just a case of in the original that boss would tell their ads to explode, and then eventually they would all just explode, and you'd be able to move on to kind of the big robot they would send out. But in Royal, it explodes. It's like, okay, let's get the others run away, and it's like, okay, let's get 4 more of those in here. It's like we have to defeat them all at once, and then the boss buffs one of their defenses, just one of them.
Well, and that sounds very annoying.
Oh, why did I not have the skills meant to get rid of buffs right now? This sucks. And
Was
then
there
I
any
was on.
was there any hint that you should go into the fight with those? Because the Persona games are generally pretty good at giving you like vague hints.
Um, I mean, I guess if you were to look back on some of the other fights, maybe, but I was really just I was ill prepared, and because it was on hard, they had a lot of HP that I did deal damage to in about 3 turns or less. So, ouchie.
Hmm.
But
I see.
other than that boss, the rest of them were fairly manageable, and that's because you get to the point where grinding becomes really, really easy, and then you get to the point where you can just fight the Reaper.
I haven't hit that point yet. I got cocky and fought him, and he destroyed.
Oh yeah, I like that they closed the loophole for the Reaper.
But the despair.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't
cool.
do the same thing anymore. I like that.
Oh, there's a different loophole.
Oh, of
I
course
hadn't
there
looked
is.
it up, but I assumed that had been removed.
Essentially, it's less of a loophole and more like making sure it just does the same attacks, which still are going to hurt a lot. And that is getting it stuck into a loop of just using Concentrate and Megidolon.
That doesn't sound great either.
I mean,
It
if you had
hurts a lot.
Is Magic Mirror a thing in this
Yeah,
game?
Macrocon,
No,
I guess.
it does. It ignores Magic Mirror.
Oh,
Oh,
huh.
So, what you do is, since it ignores it, you put a Macaracarn or whatever it's called on one of your party members, and it'll keep trying to concentrate and Megadolon to get rid of it, but its skills now bypass that, so it just keeps spamming that. So as long as you can survive a concentrate and Megadolon from the Reaper, you can fight it and win.
That still sounds like a tall order, though.
yeah, it really does.
So so you can't just grind against Reaper easily, but if you are a high enough level, it is feasible. And he works with a very high defense, so items that do flat damage, like a flat 150 damage, do a lot more in that fight than they do in any other fight in the game.
That's fair.
So just bring a bunch of items and just spend it, and watch your level rise.
Yeah, I never wanted to do... Even when it was way, way easier than that, I never wanted to do that because I like playing the game and not breaking it. But, you know...
I've played the game twice.
Yeah.
The original. And I thought I would just... Before I got to the final boss, I wanted to get to level 99. And just max everything out, because I knew that I wasn't going to go back to that game again for a very, very long time.
That's understandable.
So I might as well do all that right now.
Okay. We should probably stop talking about Royal so the patient can come back.
Okay, yeah. We're done. Okay, I tagged him.
So what else, Zero?
Aside from that,
Huh?
I recently downloaded Final Fantasy VII Remake,
Cool.
and I've played a few hours of that.
Cool.
I've only played the first few hours of the original FF7. So I'm in somewhat familiar territory, but there's a lot that's changed. That game feels really good to play.
When you say there's a lot that's changed, worth noting, it's been mentioned towards the end, there's a lot that's changed. It is possible to spoil this game even if you played the original.
I didn't play the original, so it's all spoilers to me.
I only played a little bit in the original, like probably less than 10 hours, I guess.
Yeah.
I never left Midgard. So
yeah. The understanding is Nomura did a Nomura, and yeah.
I'm not going to go into any spoilers for it. Just saying that game is fun to play, like really fun to play. with how it combines the ATB with like an action game, if that makes sense. And the animations of like Cloud and, well, especially Cloud, because I've only got really played Cloud and Barrett for a brief time, are really, really clean and really cool.
Are they
Feel very strong.
simple and clean? Because no more.
Ouch. But aside from that, quarantine. We got masks that finally arrived that my mom had ordered. So now I have a mask, and the rest of my store at KFC will eventually get their mask. Eventually.
Are they forcing you to not wear it because there's not enough to go around?
No. It's we are not in a area that is being forced to wear masks, so we're kind of a lower priority on receiving masks. So I have my own mask now that I'm bringing from home.
Remember to wash it regularly, or it's pointless.
Yes, I wash it every time I work alongside my uniform.
Cool.
Get all that. Don't want to spread anything. My dad had his birthday the other day, and that was nice. My mom made a homemade cake, and we got to eat some steak and lobster. Well, I got to eat steak and lobster and my dad got to eat steak and lobster, but nobody else really wanted lobster. But
what?
Because we only got 2 lobsters. Because they're expensive.
I mean, yeah, but like, did no one want it because there wasn't a lot, or because they didn't want lobster? Because
my mom was going to get the other lobster, but she gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Mom. But it was very delicious and very good. And my dad also got Resident Evil 3 remake for his birthday because he's a big fan of that. And now he's struggling and getting lost and having to deal with the fact that the game has a dodge mechanic, and if you dodge at the right time, you get into like a bullet time like state, which my dad is he's now pretty old, and trying to dodge at the perfect timing, not that easy.
In his defense, I mastered dodging all of the bosses long before I mastered dodging basic zombies. It was embarrassing.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to help him with that game from time to time. With Resident Evil 2. Me and my dad are a team. And when I'm not there, he gets lost.
Does he want to cheat a little bit?
How so?
When you complete in-game challenges, which are also achievements, you get money to use in the in-game. You can buy a number of very useful things like hip pouches from the start, or more powerful guns. You can get an infinite ammo handgun, infinite ammo machine gun, infinite ammo rocket launcher, and the Samurai Edge handgun. If you don't want to straight up cheat, the Samurai Edge handgun is super powerful, but it's not infinite ammo, and it's relatively cheap. So you could do some basic challenges and get in the Samurai.
Okay, where's the... Okay, so these are in the shop. And I'll have to... He'll probably find that shop and then immediately start going for infinite ammo.
I would definitely recommend that. Yeah, that's what I did. Don't get the puzzle items, because you can get the lockpick and the bolt cutters right away, which speeds up your runs massively. But you don't need those, and considering how hard some of the later challenges are, you're going to want to go for the guns first, or maybe one of the hip packs. But I think the Samurai Edge is only a couple thousand, which isn't a lot. So definitely get that first, because that will allow you to get other points easier.
Mm-hmm.
Or the infinite ammo handgun. But just like in Resident Evil 2, it's very... So you pretty much need to blast the shit out of everything, and it's not going to be used for ball.
Yeah, knowing my dad, he's going to go straight for that infinite rocket launcher.
That is 64,000 points. To put that into perspective, beating it on hard gets you 10,000.
Okay. Then he's probably going to have to realistically stop trying to go for it.
Yeah, it's one of the last things you get. Although once you do get it, if you can hold out and get that first, that makes challenge runs very easy. I beat the last 3 difficulties with that rocket launcher, and I was refining my runs down to like an hour and 15 minutes.
Wow.
It's a very fast game when you can destroy everything.
Yeah. My dad always likes to get the infinite ammo weapons, and he was disappointed on how difficult they were to get in Resident Evil 2.
I didn't like that you had to beat the hardest thing to get the best thing, because then what's the point?
Exactly.
I had considered just buying because you could just buy them for $5.
Yeah.
I had considered doing that, but yeah.
So let's see. Persona 5 Royal, 567. Yeah, I think that's about it for what I've been doing. I can finally play Animal Crossing again because, Easter event has ended, and as a result, I'm not fishing for egg constantly all the time.
I don't know how you would do that. Practically
when you go to
speaking,
fish,
I mean.
When you go to fish, you don't catch a fish, you catch an egg.
Yeah.
I don't want an egg. I want to fish.
Is it net fishing? I assume it has to be net fishing.
It's with a fishing rod.
So you're breaking all these eggs, is what you're saying to me right now.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Also, we did a bit of an Easter egg hunt at my house, and I got the golden egg, which had $10 in it. So yay!
Cool. You're 25 or something.
Put money in your Easter eggs, and then just have an Easter egg hunt for money, and occasionally candy.
All right.
That's it for my week.
Patient, you want to go?
Don't have that much. Mostly it's been playing Persona 5 every minute of free time that which is mostly the evenings and the weekend. Working 5 days a week and wondering what the company next. The CEO is rather uncertain about saying. He'll say one thing, then back.
Yeah, that seems to be pretty common for companies these days. Their policy changing every hour.
No one knows what they're doing. Let's be real about this. Currently.
Well, I know what I'm doing. I'm covering at a different branch. Just because a lot of towns have been furloughed or just let go. Aside from work, yeah, I've also been spending some of my time. I've recently started looking a bit epic.
What, sorry?
Epic rap battles of history.
Oh, yeah, they were good. The Joker one's great.
Yeah, I agree. That one was what made me just look at some of the other ones. Also, like Romeo and Juliet versus Bonnie and Clyde. Albert Einstein versus Stephen Hawking.
Romeo. Oh, Romeo. Good.
Yeah. It's terrible, but
It's the delivery that sells it. It's good.
I still go back to some of those rap battles.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
funny.
The fucking
Very.
reaction channels had a field day with the Joker Pennywise battle, though. Just dissecting that one because it was so intricate. It was kind of amazing.
Yeah, that one, it was really good. I've also been looking a little more into another older shit. I'm sure the Twilight Zone needs no introduction.
The modern version or the old version?
The classic version with Rod Serling.
And all that shit.
Yeah, but that wasn't even in the first season.
Really?
Huh.
I didn't know that.
I haven't. I've been watching the episodes here and there. Just. Am I coming through?
Sort of. Also, you just completely muted yourself. But you can't hear me because you deafened yourself.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Alright, so
You're a bit choppy, is the thing that's been happening.
Yeah. What was it? Where was? Yeah. I've just been cherry picking the episode that seem interesting, and I haven't been disappointed yet. I shouldn't be turning this into a take that, but these were Rod Serling was the master of the twist long before
Long before what, sorry?
Shyamalan.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's calling Shyamalan the master of twists anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's calling Shyamalan the master of anything anymore.
Not in a complimentary way, anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm looking into some older series, enjoying some newer experiences, and working pretty much every day that isn't Saturday. So not much to say.
Have you adjusted to having weekends off, or is it still kind of weird for you?
It gets a bit tedious around the third weekday in a row where I have to wake up, head to work first thing in the morning.
Patient is experiencing hump day.
I don't know. I've always been pretty happy with Wednesday. That's the definitive day when my weekday is half over. So, I like it.
Wednesday is when I have to go back to work.
I mean, I'm not unhappy. I'm not unhappy with schedule, but it is just a change that I'm not used to. With
Fair enough.
It used to be rotating between having week off and getting a day in the middle of the week. So, yeah, that's about everything.
Okay. Slicer, how you doing?
Pretty good. My week has honestly mostly been similar to Zero's. I platinumed Resident Evil 3. That was honestly really fun. I didn't realize how close I was to getting everything until I realized that beyond the in-game challenges, there actually are not that many achievements. Additional ones, I mean. So that was really... I really, really enjoy how the in-game shop works. Like, the ability to just buy infinite ammo weapons with hard work is awesome. So that was really nice, and the game is pretty well done too. So that was pretty good. I've heard some things that, like, certain things were cut from it that shouldn't probably have been cut because they were good. But my memories of the original RE3 are not the best because it was a long time ago. So I can't really miss it.
It is probably the weakest entry in the early series. Yes.
Yeah, I have a feeling that was the olden RE6. They tried something new and it didn't work so well.
There was the first one that was groundbreaking. Then the second one that, like, 4 different campaigns is kind of nuts. And then they really scaled it back for 3. Back to 1 campaign, kind of short. The thing with Nemesis was cool for a little while and then not so cool from then on. And then they did Code Veronica, and that was amazing.
That's fair.
That's personal experience talking, but I don't think Code Veronica was massively appreciated at the time. I think people thought, yeah, it's okay, better than 3 is basically the consensus. Yeah, so 3 was kind of the weak link just because it felt kind of short and rushed and not, very meaty.
Well, like I said, I got good enough at the game to drop my time down to 1 hour and 15 minutes that I was speeding through the game. So on, like, hardcore nightmare mode, that's not even really my skill. That's just the game is short. Also, infinite ammo rocket launchers. I mean, that pretty much removes all skill from the game, which is why I had to complete the challenge run where you do not open your item box first. I didn't want to lose that skill as I just ran through the game 12 times with a rocket launcher. So, I actually got the challenge run for only using 1 health item because you get infected by parasite in a story cutscene, so you have to use at least 1. I got that by accident, and it was not with an infinite ammo weapon. That was really surprising. It made me feel actually really good. But let's see. Beyond Resident Evil 3, I'm playing Persona 5 Royal. We've already talked about that about as much as I need to, really. I haven't really done anything that isn't what we already talked about.
I have been 2 dungeons into that game for over a week.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can play it for like 2 or 3 hours after work every day, so progress has not been super fast, but it's definitely faster than that. Is it the writing? What have you been... I assume this is part of your week, so fair enough.
We'll get back to me.
Fair enough. I got Final Fantasy VII yesterday, so the disc is on my shelf, but I'm waiting until I finish Persona 5, because I'm not going to play two RPGs at the same time. I'd like being alive and sleeping on a regular basis, because I know I will stay up as much as I can. I also finished Future Man on Hulu, which is a very, very fun show. Definitely recommend it. It's about an everyday janitor that works in a lab, and he beats this impossible to beat game, and then time travelers show. It's like Terminator, only stupid and fun.
I like that. That's a good description. It's like Terminator, only stupid and fun.
So it's like that fucking Orson Scott Card book. I've forgotten what it was called. I've already forgotten. God damn it. The one that was turned into a film.
To set the tone for how outlandish this
Last Starfighter? Might have been. I don't know. Sorry.
Maybe. The future soldiers are Wolf, a badass guy, and Tiger, a badass female soldier. And the main character, Futterman, Josh Futterman, really likes Tiger, and when he beats the game, there's a cutscene where your character goes up and like has a moment with her, and he decides to crank one out. And when they show up, he finishes all over Wolf. It's outlandish and stupid, and I love it. That's really the only crude joke I can think of, actually. So that doesn't really set the tone. It's stupid.
That's an odd choice then for the first like part of it to have that and then never go in that direction again. But all right.
It sets the tone for their relationship with him because he's constantly screwing things up, and not like intentionally. He's just not a future trained rebel super soldier.
Yeah.
He's just the everyman. So yeah, it's a fun show. I definitely recommend it. That being Future Man on Hulu. It is a Hulu original, so unfortunately that's the only place you can watch it. And I believe that's it. I've done a little reading, not a lot, but it's nice to read things again, as usual. I tend to drop out of fan fiction for a couple months and then get back into it, so it's nice. And yeah, I believe that's my week.
So, thing that I've been doing that was mostly for entertainment, but well, I played Persona 5 Royal. We've talked it to death though, so I'll stop with that. The thing I've been doing mostly for entertainment value is I've been watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I say mostly for entertainment value because I have a commission running that is largely centered around the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I needed to know more about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. than just the first episode. So I have
for a while.
Sorry?
I watched that show for a while until it got stupid.
I just finished season 3. I don't know what point you would consider the part where it gets stupid.
They get into some stuff with the Inhumans, and that's when I really start to drop off it.
That's season 2, I think.
There's a very specific scene that I just busted gut laughing over because it was so stupid. It's this guy who he transforms into his more monstrous form, and then he chases you around with his arms raised, and it looks so bad.
More monstrous form. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it looks so bad, and like at one point it started to.
Are you talking about the guy that looks like Rasta Hulk? With the dreads and
I'm talking about the guy who's a literary reference in name.
I don't know whether that's the same character then. He's called Lash, is the one I'm thinking of.
No, not Lash.
Okay. Yeah.
There's.
I don't actually know who you're talking about then.
It's pretty deep into the Inhuman stuff.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Inhuman stuff is just finished at the end of season 3, but yeah.
It was near the end. But and then eventually it comes back to being interesting. But
no, I'm not sure. So I feel like it's kind of stupid to try avoiding a show that's been out for years. But whatever, it's fine. It's
okay. It's the whole Jekyll and Hyde thing. This is a character who's like has a whole Jekyll and Hyde type power set, where he goes into becoming Mr. Hyde, and the Mr. Hyde looks so bad. He got slightly taller, and then he raises his hands and chases after one of the characters, and I laugh.
Yeah, you're literally talking about the Jekyll and Hyde character where he has this like stuff that he takes and it makes him super strong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Yeah, he. I think they were going for a kind of manic energy where he's just kind of nuts thing with him, and it's hit and miss. I'll call it that.
Like, I did come back for a few things, but eventually I feel like the story just lost its focus.
Oh, it keeps its focus on Sky and nobody else. You know.
Yes, that's also a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of there are interesting characters that do get introduced, but we're not going to focus on them. Why do we focus on them?
Yeah, like, I like most of the cast. I never really liked Sky, and in the first season she was audience surrogate. Okay, fine, I get it. That's fine. She has to question everything Shield does because she's audience surrogate. She's not a spy. That makes sense. It makes her an asshole when she's trying to be a spy and she's questioning everything spies do, but fine. And
They
then
push
she
her
continues
really
to do it
hard.
when she's supposed to be a super spy.
They push her to the forefront really, really hard.
Yeah, they do. And
She isn't the reason I dropped that show, but she is the reason I wasn't as interested in it as I could have.
I like every character but her.
Yeah,
Even May
that's
grew
a
on me.
very yes. That's a very like agreeable stance to take.
Yeah. So it's been interesting. Like, they do one thing that has irked me quite a bit watching it. They lean on one specific trope over and over and over again, which is they have a character go off and do something incredibly stupid, going against orders, going against the mission, doing something completely off the wall that is really dumb. It's really, really dumb. But then it turns out to be the right thing to do anyway, despite every indication otherwise, and they get rewarded for it at the end.
Yeah,
It's like every other episode they pull this shit, and it pisses me off every time.
there's not a lot of smart writing when it comes to conflict resolution. Like there's some good character stuff. It's just the characters that we're not getting the main focus on.
I liked season 3 better than I liked season 2 because it focuses a lot more on Fitz and Simmons, who are probably my favorite characters in the
Yes.
show, which is unfortunate
love
because
Fitz
I
and
read a
Simmons.
spoiler for late in the series. And cursed indeed. Yeah, so
Oh no, they didn't ruin it, did they?
I don't know, but currently it's good. Probably
'Cause
not for long.
I loved Fitz and Simmons.
They're fucking
Way to
great.
take your scientist characters and really like establish them.
Also, way to branch out a little from the incredible multidiscipline scientist that solves all the problems to having two, so it makes slightly more sense.
Yes.
Uh,
They each have their own specialties too.
yeah. Plus, also, in fairness, they do also outsource a lot of the sciencey stuff, so they have a bunch of other characters coming in to help specific science problems. So that part is actually kind of smartly done in general. So that's kind of nice. Really wish they would stop spending all the time on Sky though. That's Yeah.
Yeah, that will unfortunately never stop. She is the focus of that show, despite the name and the theme.
Got some of that, Slicer. I think you have a noise gate on your microphone because you're just getting quieter and quieter and quieter.
I moved away from my mic with that, but Sky is the focus of that. It does. Unfortunately, it's not actually about Shield, despite the name and the themes and the everything.
Yeah. Oh well. You would think with the whole Inhuman Society thing going away, and then the Inhuman Super God Monster thing going away, and Grant Ward going away at the same time, which was welcome. Fucking Christ. But yeah. You would think with all that they would run out of things to do with her, but I doubt that's the case. That there'll be other things. Yep. But yeah, that's been interesting and useful, which is why I kept watching. I probably would have stopped partway into season 3, I imagine, if there wasn't a
Yeah,
purpose behind it.
that seems about right.
Yeah. Aside from that, I didn't deliberately dodge it like some people. So writing is fun. If you love something, try and get paid to do it. Is the axiom. Oh boy, does it make it stressful. But, you know, that's just how it is. Like, anything you get paid to do is a job.
You mentioned that business was booming.
Yeah, that thing I talked about, like, in January that I was planning to do, where I do a weekly poll as to what story gets updated, that got me a whole bunch of new patrons, which is nice. And the donations are larger, which is also very nice and very appreciated. Turns out incentive is the way to get people to pay you to do things. Go figure. It's me being dumb, I guess. But beyond
All about finding the right incentive.
Yeah, I guess so. And on top of the patron thing happening more and more, I've also suddenly gotten a massive influx of commissions. So on top of the one guy that's been constantly giving me more, which I appreciate, by the way, if you happen to be listening. I don't think you do listen to the podcast, but it's fine. Yeah, on top of that guy, there have been multiple more people offering commissions to me. 2 of which I have accepted because that seemed reasonable and continues to do so for the most part. That said, I had 3 projects to get done this weekend. I got 2 of them done. I hope to get the last one done over the next 12 hours or so. But by the time the clock ticks over to midnight, which is in about half hour, I will once again have about 3 projects to get done before Friday. So that's
Sweet.
That's a word for it. Yeah. So that on top of the quest that I've been running that I enjoy very much that I haven't been able to work on because no one actually pays me for that part. So yeah, that's fallen by the wayside, sadly. Yeah, so stressful, but fun, but stressful. You know. So that's okay. Good to get work. Can't really complain about that, right? Just tried not to overburden myself, kind of thing.
That's pretty important considering your recent uptick in business. I mean, you got to find what you can make.
I got some of that.
Sorry. It's important to find what you can sustain, what is sustainable for you, especially with this uptick in business.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's been the rest of my week, and then some. Yeah. And eventually, I will get on top of this to the point where I will demonstrably have free time where I can start doing other things again. And, maybe play some video games. That'd be cool. I'd appreciate that. That will probably be next week. One of the projects I'm doing is bi-weekly, not every week. So
Oh, that makes things easier.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. This week I have to do it. Next week I can leave that one off, and I will only have 2 projects to do in the first half of the week, which will be better. Give me a little free time. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. FGO has an event that I entirely skipped and will continue to do so because
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't have time for it. I don't.
I don't really care about that event.
Oh well. So, yeah, that's my week.
Sounds eventful.
Persona, I will come back to you.
I mean, it's not going anywhere. So
I got the soundtrack on my phone now because I had gotten the Phantom Thief edition that came with the soundtrack and the art book and everything.
oh, cool.
And the soundtrack just has a lot of the new songs. I think it's pretty much all the new songs, which is nice. Boy, they're spoilers.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so I guess that's an episode. Did we do the Patreon at any point this month?
Let me double check. Yeah, we had let's see. When was the last time we had our podcast? Oh my gosh. Have we
It's been a while.
Well, yeah, it was like beginning of the month really was when we did our last thing. I don't know if it had gone through at that time.
What was the date?
April 3rd.
I sincerely doubt it.
All right. I'll pull it up then.
April 3rd was the Friday, and they usually put it through on a Tuesday, I think. So definitely not.
Yeah, I'll log in right now. And we're going to just quick thank our patrons. Thank you very much, patrons.
It had to have been April 3rd, according to the... That was the last anime review.
Yes. So, real quick, thank you, Buy Fresh, for that $20. Thank you, Ethan F, for that $10 donation. Thank you, Bomber BCM, for that $20 donation. Thank you, Troper, for that $5 donation. Thank you, Alex, for that $3.50. I think that's Rio. Thank you, Greek Guy, for that $1 donation. Thank you, Crossbrain, for the $10 donation. And thank you, Vale, for that $10 donation as well. Remember, it is you can give us some money if you feel so inclined. There is no obligation, but if you do stuff and you want to redeem your reward, please make sure to contact us through our Discord. It should be in the description down below, as well as on the Patreon itself. You can do things like force us to watch in anime. Of course, as long as it's not literally porn.
Yeah, so no
Watch that,
interspecies
yeah.
review, unfortunately.
If we want to, we'll watch that on our own.
I mean, okay, let's put it this way. If it's on Crunchyroll, or has ever been on Crunchyroll, then it's fair game. Dumbass motherfuckers.
Well, that's fair.
There was one anime that I did start watching recently, kind of. So you mentioned Crunchyroll, and it's like, oh yeah, they made the there's like a manhwa Tower of God into a anime with Japanese voice acting because, and it's a Crunchyroll original apparently. Like they're funding that, and I started watching that. That was really good. I remember reading that manhwa.
I should not be reading this shit. While we do this.
Okay, I think our attention spans are shot.
Sorry, hang on. Allow me
That
to.
sounds about
share.
right.
There we go. So dumb.
Wow. Commands the jiggling.
Nobody's gonna get this.
No. Yeah. So, you yeah. People on the Discord, you might know what we're talking about, but I doubt it.
End the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, thanks everyone listening.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Public Discord, link in the description. If you want to donate on Patreon, we'd appreciate it. Public, the link in the description. Thanks for listening. Bye, everybody.
Casey's tired. Power down time. See you guys later.
No.
Goodbye.